who have been taking this initiative on bringing the platform and bringing all these chefs and, cooking, and especially traditional cooking. So I'm really, really thankful. And okay, so starting with the facts, shuru karne se pehle I want to say some facts. So this cuisine, Gol Mach, or whatever we have these cuisines, they all started when Timur invaded India. Every time we must have in our in our deeper thing, we must have seen that our cuisines have a lot of similarity with Gulf and Iranian and Middle Eastern cooking. We have little bit similarities with them. So this Timur, when he invaded India in 15th century, he got 1700 craftsmen, calligraphers, weavers, and also our cooks. Those we call them Vazwan today. So he was the one. That is the reason we have a lot of similarities. That meat cuisines, they have also come from that side. So now starting with mats. Okay, so the main thing in this recipe, what I want to say, the main important thing is that we Hindus, we do not use egg. We only use oil. And to bind these minced meat. So I would like to begin. I don't know if people are from elsewhere. In US, I got this. I also wanted to mention about the minced meat that I'm using today. I'm actually using the keema. Now I'm going to I'm going to move my camera to the island where I'm going to show you how I am making the minced. Sorry, I have my friend, so she's going to hold the camera for me. Okay, so I am actually now taking out, this is the minced meat that I'm going to use today. And this is turkey. So there is a difference. If you're using lamb meat, or if you're using chicken mince, or you're using turkey mince, in lamb, you already have fat. But in turkey and chicken, they are lean. So for giving some fat, I would be using mustard oil in this. Okay, so now next thing, what we are going to do is we are going to put all the spices that we have. So I am going to show you with the measuring spoons that I have so that you all can follow. And this is 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to take first chili, जो कि कश्मीरियों का खाना without chili
Meenakshi, can you let her know that?
Froze. I think her video froze.
connected.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Hi. I'm muted. No worries. Just use the phone. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So now I had added ginger.
No. Start from mirchi.
Okay. Chili powder. Almost 2 tablespoons. And if you feel that chili is more, you can add 1 as well. That would also be fine because you're adding again in the curry as well. First is chili powder, almost 2 tablespoons. Then I added 2 tablespoons of fennel powder, soft powder. Then I added 1/4 of cinnamon powder. Then next I added 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. 1 teaspoon I added ginger powder. Means आपके जितने मसाले हैं, how much ever, I mean, basic Kashmiri masalas are chili, saunf, ginger. Apart from that, I'm adding cumin, garam masala, and I would be adding black cardamom powder. So now I'm adding, this is black cardamom, 1/4. And as well, you can add almost like 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, or half a tablespoon also is fine. And you should also add cumin powder. At the moment I don't have, but without that also it would be fine.
Did you add ginger powder, Megha?
हाँ जी.
Ginger powder add किया आपने?
कौन सा?
Ginger powder.
Ginger powder add कर दिया.
Okay.
1 teaspoon. Now I'm adding salt. So this I will be taking 1 teaspoon, half, and another half. Now I'm going to add approximately 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using mustard oil. मैं अंदाजे से ही कर रही हूँ.
Neetu, आपका कौन सा lamb or what are you making it out of?
So in this thing, when you are actually mincing, when you're mixing everything, it has to be like जैसे you are making the dough, the same way. So that all the masala, we have to make sure that there are no lump formations and all the masalas are mixed. So removing the meat from all fingers, it should come like that. Or you do it like either way, like everyone has their own way, or you are making a dough. So the thing is that if you are using lean meat, which I'm using, you would need more oil so that it should not stick to your hand. The time you feel that it's not sticky and you feel that it is making a one dough ball kind of a thing, that means that's the sufficient oil you require, because you're not adding any egg for binding. So it does require some fat. Okay. And your color of the minced meat will change now, depending on how much red chili you have added. So it's going to, because mine was a white, lean turkey meat. So it has become now red with all the masalas. Okay. Now, there are 2 ways to add black cardamom seeds. If you guys can see like this, you have to break your cardamom and de-seed it. And you can use this for your curry, making the curry. So I have already done over here. I have kept separated all the seeds, and these seeds I will use now in my whole this, I have to make sure that I do not sprinkle the seeds at one place. So I will keep on shifting it. I'll take a little bit of oil. Okay. So from one hand, you can take all your seeds and just throw it, sprinkle it like that. You just have to sprinkle it. Now, just turn to something like how you make the dough of when you're making paranthas or something. So now when you change, this is the easier thing I felt. Otherwise, you have to take, you have to take some oil in your hand, and while making the balls, you can add that time also the seeds. But I do it this way. Again, okay. So I was adding the cardamom seeds, black cardamom seeds. Okay, now once our mats is ready, we'll just keep this aside and we'll start with the curry. So because we need to start with the curry so that it absorbs all the masala, and it will have all the masalas, and the water should boil. So that once the water is boiled, we are going to start making the curry in this pan. So once all the masalas are added and the water is boiling, after then you would prepare your, till the time it would take time to have the first boil come, and then meanwhile it happens. After that, you will start with your making the mats balls. So first I will start with the curry thing. You can turn on your gas, and I have taken this ceramic container.
Is this a cast iron with enamel, or what is that, your pot?
Yeah.
Is that a cast iron pot?
No, this is a ceramic one.
Okay.
So I would just wait, or I would dry. Make sure the pan is absolutely dry before you add in any oil. Now in this, again, I would add around 4 tablespoons of mustard oil. And mustard oil should be heated first. Oil is done. We can go back till the time my oil is cool. I will make the mats gund, the balls. Okay. Right. So we have given the dough. Oops. Sorry. Okay, we have given this much little rest once we made the dough. Now we are going to make the balls. So you can take your palm size just like this. And make sure that it's not sticking. And now, this is the aloo bukhara that I've kept. These are the dried plum, or you can also say prunes. These are the golden ones. I don't know, it would be over here. If you're looking for these, you can find them in Indian store or online. So it should look like this, because we do have a wet ones also, but it should be dried and something like this. So we'll take one of this and we will fill in into this dough. Like how you do stuffed parantha, it's similar to that. I'm using my one hand to stuff it. You can do it with your with 2 hands, or you can actually do it like how you stuff the parantha, like this, and you can make a roll like that. And if the dough is sticking to your hand, you can take little oil so that it's greasy, and this mutts, the keema, doesn't stick to your hands.
Megha, I didn't
And
have
then
the prunes, so I'm using apricots instead.
Apricot, I no, apricot will be more sweeter kind.
Yeah,
It should,
I couldn't find. I went out. I couldn't find plums or prunes, so I said, "All right, let me use this."
but I think in this,
Okay,
I don't
dish.
know. I've never tried that, but maybe if it's not giving you sweeter taste, you can. If it is little khatta kind of thing, is it sour a bit?
Let me try having one.
So Megha, in I make this Sindhi biryani, okay? Shan ka aata hai masala mix. It does have dried apricots in there.
Yeah.
And, I think you should be okay. It won't be that. I mean, it will be on the sweeter side, but it should be fine.
It's fine. It's like it's a little tarty.
Yeah, then you can use it, but only one you should use in one bowl, because otherwise ये टूट सकती है when you
Yes.
give it for
you can
boiling
use a
and
little
stuff.
when you use the apricot, put a little imli with it. थोड़ी सी imli डाल दे. It'll come out very nice.
Anita
It'll come
ji,
out sweet and sour. How did you know it's Anita ji? I've been hiding.
Oh my God, I can recognize your voice.
I know. I'm not in the country. I'm out of the country. I'm out of the country.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right. Where are you?
थोड़ा सा है तेरे पास घर पे?
हाँ, है.
थोड़ी सी इमली डाल दे with the apricot, and it'll come out very nice.
In fact, I was making that imli ki chutney. I have imli.
हाँ, बस उसकी थोड़ी सी इमली, very little, very little.
एप्रिकॉट को क्या सोक करना है इमली की चटनी में कि ऐसे थोड़ा
ना
नहीं, सोक नहीं करना है.
एप्रिकॉट तो वैसे ही सॉफ्ट होता है ना, तो थोड़ी सी इमली थोड़ी सी डालना, नॉट ज्यादा खट्टा भी नहीं बनना चाहिए.
See,
It'll
this is
give
what
it
I'm going to do.
the sour taste. I've had it like that.
See, like this.
दिखा हाँ थोड़ी सी डाल दे.
Yeah, like.
हाँ, ये बनी हुई चटनी तो नहीं. हाँ, that's
No. I was making it. I was in the process of doing it. I have not added the sugar or the jaggery to it yet. So
perfect.
Yeah.
डाल दे. ठीक है.
That's
Good job you guys are doing.
That's a good tip, actually. Yeah.
The moment this goes or something happens, so we will have the another one too.
Okay.
Sorry for all the inconvenience. I hope सबने curry start की होगी.
Yes.
तो इसमें आपको सिर्फ मसाले डालने हैं, and make sure you are not adding chili. So I would start with fennel, 1 tablespoon almost. मैंने इसमें क्लोव डाल दिया है, क्लोव डाला है मैंने, एंड मैंने ब्लैक कार्डमम डाल दिया है ऑयल में. You can add 1 tablespoon of fennel powder, 1 more tablespoon of fennel powder. जितने मसाले हमने इसमें डाले थे, you have to add all of those.
Is the heat off, Megha?
The black cardamom.
आपके स्टोव की हीट ऑफ है या ऑन है इस टाइम?
स्टोव की हीट मैंने ऑन कर दी है, because once I add chili, immediately I have to add water. So before that, you can add rest of them.
Do you add tej pata, the curry leaf?
No.
Okay.
आप डाल सकते हो. It also gives the flavor, but I add sabut masale is black cardamom and clove.
Okay.
And now I'm going to add water. तो थोड़ा सा वाटर एंड उसी के साथ मैंने 1 टेबलस्पून चिल्ली डाल दिया.
Neetu, दिखा दो what you're doing.
Pick up my whole. Just give me a second. Because I'm using my laptop, I'm going.
Phone से कर लेनी तो it'll be
हाँ,
easy.
वही फोन से ही कर रही हूँ अभी.
Okay, Megha is back. I think she's on her friend's phone now.
Yeah. तो मैंने अब इसमें मसाले डाल दिए हैं एंड आई एम इंक्रीजिंग माय फ्लेम.
मैं ऐसे जा सकती हूँ ना.
It should be like this. It has to be when you add the balls in this, it has to be like, it has to boil. The balls has to boil for almost around like 40 minutes and on a low flame. So we will allow this to have first, I mean, it should take first boil. After that, we will add the balls.
You don't pressure cooker them, right? Just for 45 minutes you keep boiling it.
Pressure cook?
आप pressure cook करते हो? No, it doesn't seem like.
नहीं. I would keep it for sim and then do it. Like, because pressure cook वगैरह कर सकते हो, but मेरे ख्याल से हमारा traditional way of cooking है, मतलब जैसे वाजवान भी ये cook करते हैं, we will notice they will never use a pressure cooker. तो ये ऐसी चीज है ना, must when you are like working or you're doing something, okay, you made this, you are like, okay, now I can sit for half an hour, simple your work and then come back and
पता नहीं
keeping
हो क्या होगा वो. 2 चीजें कर रही है वो आज.
Mute.
if you are keeping it on a low flame, तो उसमें क्या है, जो सारे मसाले हैं कीमा के अंदर भी वो सारे इसमें इन्फ्यूज होंगे एंड जो इसमें मसाले आपने ऐड किए वो सारे कीमा के अंदर जाएंगे. सो एंड इफ यू आर यूजिंग लैम्ब, तो लैम्ब का तो फैट भी आपके ग्रेवी में आना चाहिए. So once you have a gravy, I mean, it depends कि आपको बहुत gravy रखनी है तो you can add more soft powder. If you want less gravy, मतलब कई लोग, क्योंकि हम लोग इतना gravy नहीं रखते, if you have to eat with bhat or you feel like, you know, you want to eat with naan, you can keep less and add less of fennel powder. So fennel powder is like, as we all know that वो consistency और जो thickness के लिए होता है उसलिए use होता है इसमें. So you can keep less. So I guess मेरे इसमें boil आ रहा है. We have to wait for the first boil. मेरे ख्याल से जब तक इसमें फर्स्ट बॉयल आता है हम लोग शुफ्ता की तैयारी करते हैं.
ठीक है. आपने नमक भूलना नहीं उसमें.
नहीं, नमक हमने मत्स्य गंड में भी डाला है, तो इनिशियली अगर हम नमक नहीं डालेंगे चलेगा. You can as per the taste, because मत्स्य में नमक जाना important है. But तरी में you can later on add the namak as per your taste, because ये श्रप जाता है रस इसका. ये गैस श्रपन the असर using til suges hör ये तो बासान की til जो en hör khotmut वाइन तेलिचु such a final चीज की मत्स्य गमुत ready. और फाइनली मैं क्या डालती हूँ, मैं इसमें डालती हूँ ये ड्राइड फेनुग्रीक लीव्स. It gives a little, मतलब अच्छा fragrance भी और punch भी, तो you can just crush it and उसमें डाल सकते हो आप.
Nice.
तो क्योंकि हमें इसमें टाइम लग रहा है, तो I think we should start with Shufta.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Yes.
Star
Okay.
of the show.
So Shufta हमारा first desert. हम लोगों का कश्मीरी का जो डेजर्ट है शुफ्ता, एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारी ये ट्रेडिशनल चीज गायब हो चुकी है.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, it was me.
No worries. हाँ,
Oh,
Megha.
I thought something I did. I thought maybe it was from my end. So okay, starting with Shufta, हम लोगों को जो उसमें हम सामन डालेंगे पनीर, that should be fried. तो इस शुफ्ता की खासियत ये है कि इस रेसिपी में हम लोग यूज करते हैं घी. घी का यूज काफी होता है, और क्योंकि रॉयल है तो the use of dry fruits, as we all know, is more used. So सबसे पहले we have to fry salmon in ghee. तो आप लोग स्टोव ऑन कर सकते हो. मैंने ये दूसरा पैन ले लिया.
Did you say half cup? Megha, did you say half cup ghee? Did you say half cup ghee? So that's
yes, half cup.
ज़्यादा मत, because
yes,
you said only half cup fruits.
नहीं, कैसी तत्मनसी फ्राई कर वो सोरी के.
ठीक.
सामंती ड्राई फ्रूट्स थी, सोरी के गए तत्मनसी.
चलो ठीक है.
ओके, तो हमने ले लिया यहाँ से घी आधा कप, जैसे हमने बोला.
घी में पहले पनीर.
हाँ जी.
अच्छा.
बिकॉज वो मुश्किल हो जाता है कि आप एक ही में फिर पहले पनीर करोगे फिर बाकी सब करोगे, तो दिस इज मोर कन्वीनियंट. यहाँ से आई वुड शो कि बॉयल आ चुका है मेरा फर्स्ट बॉयल मत्स के लिए भी. तो मैंने लिए अपने बॉल्स. आई होप आप लोगों के भी बन गए हैं. तो आई वुड बी एडिंग दैम. मेक श्योर दैट द बॉल्स आर नॉट कमिंग ऑन one top of other. So it should have its own space, and it should be added in the curry very like delicately. तो यहाँ से सेकंड पॉइंट हमारा घी भी हो गया है गरम. हाँ जी.
मैंने कहा थोड़ी नजाकत से बॉल्स को कढ़ाई में डालिए.
मैंने घी गरम कर लिया है. मैं ऐड करूँ सामन. आई एम एडिंग पनीर. मैंने छोटे छोटे इसके क्यूब्स किए हैं, इतने छोटे. तो आप ये ऐड कर सकते हो. सामन गई अंदर. शुफ्ता नेवर.
Megha, when you're frying it, should it be like golden cubes?
Yes, it has to be golden.
मैंने आपका तेज पत्ता भी साथ में डाल दिया मेघा. Is that okay?
और that is okay. You can actually, जब आप salmon fry कर रहे हो, उसको आप side में निकाल लो. Because हम dry fruit भी थोड़ा सा fry करेंगे. मेरा इसमें हो रहा है क्योंकि I think there was a water in this. So make sure कि आपके utensil में water ना हो.
Watch your hands and face.
तो जैसे ये आपके golden होने लगे, so that time you have to remove them. Okay. Meanwhile, हमारी salmon हो रही है, तो we will actually drain our dry fruits. ये आप इसको ऐसे drain कर लो, जो भी आपने पानी में रखे थे dry fruits, and they have to be kept in a towel.
Would you repeat that, Megha? What did you say?
ये इसको ऐसे करके you whatever dry fruit you have, मैंने इसका water drain कर ली, fruits को dry करूँगी. So I kept it on the kitchen towel ऐसे करके. So just dry it because it has to go in the hot oil. It should be fully dried.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Till the time ये होता है. मैंने salmon को ऐसे निकाल लिया है. Now I am going to add half a cup of coconut flakes. See, तो मैंने यहाँ पे ये आधा कप coconut slices जो हैं ये किए. This I'll fry now.
Megha, did you get fresh coconut or did you just get dry coconut?
No, this is not fresh. This is dried one. This is not the fresh one. Okay. But you can add fresh also. Make sure it is like fully pat dried so that it's not wet. Otherwise, if you're frying in the ghee, so usko obviously जैसा मेरा हुआ splatters आ रहे थे, so the same thing. It's again a one pot dish, but you have a lot of frying in this one. Like you are frying your cashews, you're frying coconut, you're frying paneer, so that when you eat that, it's all crunchy. It's not that, you know, soggy because, and again you have soaked your dry fruits. तो आपका जितना भी like उसमें जितनी heat होती है वो already निकल गई है, right? So that is also one thing that you can in summers, if you feel कि नहीं, I cannot eat so much dry fruits, you can again make shufta. You don't have to worry about. Or you want to have a nutrition bar, you can again go for shufta, because you will see the ingredients that we are using, they are not much, and plus they are like a power booster.
It's a true protein bar, Megha.
Yeah, it's like a true protein bar.
Homemade protein bar.
So मेरे coconut हो गए, and I'm taking them out.
Okay, they look toasted.
Are they brownish?
You can actually keep it a brownish, but slightly
Golden. Golden.
Yes. So now I'm adding rest all dry fruits that I have. मैंने इसको अच्छे से pat dry कर लिया है, तो all I will add now. मैंने बादाम पहले से ही blanched किए थे, and I had kept them. अगर आपने blanch नहीं किए, you can still use them with the skin as well. So I will add that. And मैंने इसको soak इसलिए नहीं किया pistachio को, because after soaking I felt they become very, very soggy kind of a thing.
Okay.
So I have added all my dry fruits in this. You can increase the flame and you can fry these dry fruits.
Looks good, Megha.
Thank you. जब आप सब इसको बना के खाओगे, you will be like, oh wow. And इसमें मैंने एक other alteration क्या किया है कि I am going to use jaggery, so that again it would be healthy. And you guys can use jaggery or sugar if you guys want to use. And मैं इसमें 1 cup of jaggery का use करूँगी, because that's like a moderately sweet. If you want to add more sugar in this, you can add more sugar, like 1.5 cup. So we'll wait till these are frying a little bit. Once we feel ki the dry fruit is little fried, because the whole motive is that ki ye crispy rehna. It should not be that so that, you know, mushy kind of a thing. It should have its own every dry fruit should have its own crisp in this. So that's how you like it. वहां से मेरी मार्क्स भी उबल रही है. After this, only rice making is pending. So you have a dish and the dessert, only the rice. You guys can also place the rice simultaneously. I think
I said one of the things that motivated me to cook along was I was like, oh, it takes care of my dinner. I just had to make rice. Dessert is there, the dish is there, so why not?
Yeah. So only the rice is pending.
Yep.
So I feel they are almost approximately done. हमें इनको ज़्यादा fry नहीं करना है, a bit. So now what you can do is now is the time to add your bay leaf. Then cinnamon stick. मैंने इसको तोड़ लिया ऐसे, तो I am adding that. Along with that, almost like you can lower your flame and then add half a teaspoon of ginger powder.
Oh.
अगर आपके पास dry ginger powder है, that's the best thing. And pepper.
Ginger powder is a
half
surprise.
teaspoon. क्या कह रहे थे आप?
मैं कह रही थी कि ginger powder is a surprise item in this.
Yeah, then half teaspoon of pepper. मैं इसमें little bit cardamom भी डालूंगी because no savory dish is it's incomplete without the cardamom. And now lastly I will add cinnamon.
What is that? Cinnamon?
Cinnamon, yes.
Okay.
Now I am going to add jaggery.
We didn't add the paneer back yet, right?
Yeah. We will add that.
Okay.
This is almost 1 cup of jaggery.
I have jaggery in this form.
You can add that. Or
Okay.
you can, you can add that.
Okay. It'll melt,
And
right?
you can, yes, and you can add your rest of your paneer and all the coconut. I am also going to add a little of warm milk. में मैंने saffron रखा था, तो little of this. And little bit of water you have to add.
You said a little bit of water?
Yes, little bit of water. You have to see the moment this sugar syrup becomes little bit thicker, that's when you have to stop. तो मैंने flame बढ़ा दी है. And this has to be best served with, you can have dried rose petals. You can serve with that if you don't have kesar. Or you can add little bit kesar strands on top of it. Or थोड़ी सी raw paneer या फिर dry fried paneer, if you have, you can garnish it with that. जो इसका फ्लेवर है इसमें जो पेपर का आता है, and then you have ginger. If you have dry ginger root, and you can slice that ginger root and then add it in this, वो जो tinge सा वो kick आता है, that's what is all about shufta. एक तो royal है, and then kick है, little bit saffron का royalness है, dry fruits है, and हमारी पनीर, हमारी पहचान, salmon. So everything is in this.
Question for you, Megha.
Yes.
When it is done, should it be dry or should there be some like a liquidy part left to it?
No, it should be like जैसे आप देख रहे हो, it should be a thicker consistency like this.
Okay.
Once this you have reached, that means your shufta is ready. And this is served not hot but warm, because otherwise if it was not on like showing now, I would keep it like, you know, little bit not on high flame but on sim, so that जो इसके flavors हैं, जो हमने मसाला डाला उसके flavors जाने चाहिए इसके अंदर, and simultaneously whatever the sugar that is there in jaggery, that should go in the nuts and in the salmon also. You will see that. So जितना आप उसको सिम पे रख के पकाते हो ना टाइम देकर, the more your recipe will have those flavors. So now at this moment this is done. हमारा शुक्ता ready है. Let me now show how I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to serve this. You can remove the bay leaves and the cinnamon stick later on.
Megha, can I put the saffron milk? I got distracted by something. Saffron soak करके रखा था ना हमने?
हाँ जी वो मैंने डाल दिया था.
ओ आपने डाल दिया? Okay.
हाँ जी उसी टाइम जब हमने सब कुछ डाला, that time I added all that.
ठीक.
So now we will be dishing it. And मैं garnish करने के लिए saffron डाल रही हूँ. Saffron strands.
You said rose petals also, right?
Yes, I have rose petals. I can show you that as well. So saffron हो गया हमारा. If you don't have saffron, you can add rose petals also.
Rose petals नहीं है, rose essence है, डाल सकती हूँ.
Rose essence नहीं. I have to find out. So this is ready. I hope आप सबने enjoy किया हो ये session.
It's lovely.
And I hope कि आप सबने मेरे साथ cook किया हो.
Thank you. Thank you.
You want to show the mutts how it turned out, like the
Take a
final?
picture of both the things.
Yes,
Dono-
I have to show. I have already made, so I can show you that.
And Megha, you have to take pictures and put them on the group later. I was muted or मैं बोले जा रही थी.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, definitely. I will put the pictures.
Yeah.
So मैं आपको मत अभी दिखाऊं या फिर कैसे?
अभी दिखा सकते हो. I mean, and then we can get the final product on the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good.
तो मस्त हो गई है रेडी. इसको थोड़ा सा हम गार्निश करेंगे विद
कसूरी मेथी
हमारे ड्राइड फेनुग्रीक लीव्स. इसको थोड़ा सा गरम करना था मुझे. I will share you guys the final pictures. So this is Mats and this is Shweta.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I hope आप लोगों ने enjoy किया हो. I will put the final pictures along with rose petals also.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
with all
sorry,
the glitches,
I don't know network को क्या हुआ.
It was awesome. Even with the glitches, it was awesome. 2 royal dishes. Thank you.
You are all welcome.
Put the pictures, and I'll try to as well if it comes out fine.
Yeah. Definitely. I will heat my mutts because ये जो mutts आप देख रहे हो ना, अभी ये गरम नहीं है. तो when you are like presenting, उसमें immediately आपको गरम करना है so that otherwise it won't look good.
Awesome.
तो मैं इसको गरम करती हूँ और फिर उसके बाद इसको pictures भेजती हूँ आपको. ठीक.